Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to talk about some betrayal related elements of the twin flame journey that can manifest in some twin flames' life if they have a particular soul purpose related to healing either betrayal trauma in their family lines or betrayal trauma in their social or cultural systems or other life purposes that will emerge for every twin flame according to the divine timing of when such information needs to be revealed to them. And that's why sometimes twin flames can undergo some betrayals in their twin flame journey, or they can undergo gaslighting and manipulation in their relationships with their past partners, past family, or social and work relationships. And depending on where some change needs to happen, that's where the betrayal might be the greatest for certain twin flames. Now, there was a video I saw recently where they are talking, someone who is a twin flame teacher is kind of trying to tell that all twin flames may not be your ultimate lover. They might be there in your life to trigger you. That is absolutely true, that every person who meets their twin flame may not necessarily be their lover or life partner in their life journey, or at the point of time they met their twin flame they may not be meant to be their life partners at that time, or something like that can manifest. But it really depends on case by case basis, because twin flames have come on earth in different forms and different relationship types. So someone can have a twin flame who could be their co-worker, and they both of them could be possibly married to other people and have had stable and healthy marriages with other people for a long time. And that twin flame couple's purpose may be to trigger each other, to understand each other. But other than simply understand each other, if universe has made two twin flames become aware that they are twin flames of each other, and the awareness level will arise in both the counterparts in different manner, different time points, and not at the same time, and different kind of awareness might be coming up within them as well. So if two people were very happily married and they meet their twin flame in their workplace, they can trigger each other to fall in love with each other. They can trigger each other to awaken each other to their higher soul purpose. They can trigger each other also to awaken to certain changes that needs to be made in their individual, personal, or professional or social lives. And all these awakening elements will could come up possibly, again depending on what is the soul contract of the two twin flames who met each other. If they are very happily married, all that will happen is, in the awakening, the aspect of the awakening that is meant to unfold for them is related to improving each other's lives, awakening each other to certain elements about each other, that the other needs to get awakened towards, about how to evolve better as humans. And there, in that lifetime, their twin flame relationship journey could just extend to them being simply colleagues with each other. That could be one set of twin flames. Another set of twin flames in the same scenario, if both of them were very unhappily married, again they could again come together and be involved in each other's work lives first, to show them the value and worth of having a compatible partner. Because if you are unhappily married, most times you are with some incompatibilities, and long term abuse or other kind of traumatic life experiences might be manifesting in your marriages. And if that was happening in your marriages, and both twin flames will not have the exact same experience but very similar experiences they could be having, that's why God has created two souls to have a certain set of individual gender specific experiences also, if they are opposite gender twin flames. And along with the two souls having opposite gender specific experiences, there could be very soul specific, soul journey specific experiences that both could be going through. Like one could be going through having say financial abuse, major financial abuse, and minor emotional abuse from their partner. and the other twin flame could be going through major emotional abuse and minor financial abuse from their partner. If that is manifesting in their lives, the reason why they have to awaken to this abuse might be the reason why they are meeting each other, the reason why they are getting devalued in their relationships, and one person might be awakened that what is their true worth and value, another person might be less awakened to what is their true worth and value. So if ex twin flame has known that they are in an abusive relationship and they are trying to find different ways to get out of their abusive relationship, they are more awakened to the aspect of how to protect yourself, heal yourself from abuse. Whereas Y twin flame, the other counterpart, they are also in a very crappy relationship, but they have not awakened that their relationship is really crappy, because there might be maybe many material things or other social things distracting them, or they are a workaholic, so they never paid attention to their marital life. So for whatever reason, they are less awakened to the abuse going on in their life possibly, or even if they are awakened to it, they are less awakened to how to deal with the abuse. So then if X and Y meet together as colleagues, they're meeting together as colleagues so that X can teach Y in subtle ways, soul merging ways, energetic ways, because or even direct ways, how to get out of their abuse. So while X is trying to get out of their abuse, and maybe X is already like in the midst of a divorce proceeding, Y may not be in the midst of a divorce proceeding, but Y is unhappy in his relationship, and say X is has had been unhappy for 10 years, and now she decided she doesn't want her marriage. So she is already in the steps of taking divorce, she's already going through therapy, she's already going to counseling. If she's doing all these things and at that time she meets Y, who is her divine counterpart, then X will slowly, either via her narrating of her own life journey, might inspire Y to take some different call in his life, or and at that time their relationship will be most probably platonic. It will not be lover like, it will be more like friends or colleague like, something like that can manifest. Or say if they're not having bad marriages, if they're having average and like that, if it is a marriage related thing, they're supposed to help each other heal, that will slowly manifest in their relationship. And after the healing, and twin flames have to be very careful about doing the right thing, because most twin flames have a higher purpose and a deeper purpose for meeting their twin flames on their life journey on earth. Because there are also many people who are twin flames whose twin flames are not born at the same time on earth with them. And even if they are born on the same time on earth, one could be a 10-year-old kid and their twin flame could be a 90-year-old man. One could be a 10-year-old kid living in Africa, another could be a 90-year-old man living in US, and their paths are never going to meet in the time span that the 90-year-old man has on earth. That 90-year-old man might have only 5 years left, so there is no chance of that 90-year-old man meeting the younger kid in his lifetime, because that time of life when they were on earth, because of age difference, social difference, and many other differences, they just didn't get the opportunity to meet each other, because in that lifetime they were never supposed to meet each other. There are other twin flames where one twin flame is born on earth but their divine counterpart is not born. That's why if in Durga Puja, if you will see, when Mother Durga is depicted in Durga Puja, with Durga we do not have Shiv Bhagwan along with her, even though he is her divine counterpart and twin flame and spouse. He's not present in her life during the time when she is doing the battle with the demons, and because he's not there, he only comes at the end of her work when she is doing the battle to fight the demons. She is supported by other friends. She has Saraswati, she has Lakshmi, she has, and this is the Durga Puja that is conducted in Bengal, so I'm alluding towards that. But Mother Durga has her friends in the form of Saraswati and Lakshmi. Some people consider them her friends, some people consider them her children. So you can take it as you wish, because that is how life is with most of us. So if someone's twin flame is not born on earth with them or is very far away from them, their life experiences will be such that the twin flame is only watching and supervising them from afar. That's why in Durga Puja, Shiv's photo is kept above Mother Durga and her friends' relationships, and he's only present in the photo form, whereas everyone else is present in the physical murti form of a human form. So the photo form represents actually a kind of like the spirit form of the twin flame present in her life, rather than the actual form of the twin flame present in her life. So when she is fighting the demons, when she's killing Mahisasur, when she's going through all those processes, the other gods are helping her. The other gods are either there in her life as her children or her friends or her family, and they are supporting her and helping her kill the demons. That is why they are present in her life, whereas the twin flame is present in her life in a spiritual level rather than the material level. The only time her twin flame actually intervenes in her life in the story of Durga and Kali is that when Durga gets converted, and that's why in Bengal I feel Kali is Puja is celebrated a few weeks after Durga Puja. And in the Kali Puja, when Durga's version, after killing all the Asurs, she's getting darker and darker, because if you kill someone, if you don't hold the remorse for killing someone, if you don't hold the regret also about what was lost when you killed someone, sometimes darkness can ensue within us. So Durga actually, this is how I interpret it. People might interpret it differently, but Durga is actually slowly converting into the darker version of herself as she's continuously slaying the demons. And there was a time while she was slaying the demons when her husband was supposed to intervene in her life. But unfortunately or fortunately, for some Durgas that will be the case, where her husband is supposed to check her when she's done the killing of all the demons that she was supposed to kill, and now she has to stop. But if she's not stopping, if she's continuously going on this rampage, because maybe she lost her discernment of understanding which is a demon, which is not a demon anymore, if that has started happening, someone has to intervene. Who intervened? That is when Shiv intervened, and Kali steps on Shiv. And that's why in Kali Puja, in Bengali Kali Puja, we have Kali actually stepping on Shiv and her tongue coming out. Why? Because she realizes that she stepped on her husband thinking he is a demon, and then she realizes no, he is not a demon, he is the her divine counterpart, and that's why she stops. And how is she able to realize this is her divine counterpart? If she was not emotionally merged with him, soulfully merged with him, she would not understand, because when you are not soulfully merged with someone, that is the only time you are capable of slaying them. You can't slay another if you are soulfully tied with them, if you love them. Even if they do a lot of crimes, you will forgive them again and again and again. Only when the number of crimes someone has done against you or against humanity, because these are gods, the gods came on earth. So when the gods have come on earth, they have a higher purpose. The god's higher purpose is not simply that what is the personal injury that is happening. She didn't kill all these demons because she was getting personally injured. Most of the demons she killed was because they were injuring other humans, and the purpose of God was to ensure that the injury to other humans shouldn't happen, justice for other humans should happen. That's why she came into the physical form to do the work as Durga. Similarly, when she got converted into Kali, Kali was also killing really horrible demons, but Kali was becoming darker and darker because she was starting to wear the demons as her medals. So she was getting into the glory of killing the demons rather than into just doing her job of killing the demons. And that's why her husband had to intervene to wake her up that this is enough. Either she has done all the killing that she needs to do, her purpose has been served, or if her purpose of killing the demons hasn't been served, it is possible that the way in which she's killing has become a little inhumane and she's becoming darker. That's why becoming the darker version of the goddess, and that darkness has to end. Otherwise, if the darkness doesn't end, if the darkness continues, sometimes that will also lead to destruction of the world, because Kali and Shiv, they are the destroyer gods, and they are depicted as the destroyer gods because they are supposed to not simply destroy evil, not simply destroy the inappropriate darkness in the world, but they are also supposed to know when darkness shouldn't be destroyed. They are also supposed to know what level of darkness has to persist in certain elements of life, where it is the right element of not darkness, but like some negative things have to still continue, because negative and positive duality has to exist in order to make the earth function the way it functions. So that's why one of them is the god of earth and one of them is the god of destruction, and they combined are the caretakers of earth, of creating balance in earth, to know where destruction has to happen, when destruction has to happen, how destruction has to happen, and also to know when, how, why destruction should not happen. That's why Shiv intervened. And because they are divine counterparts, when you are twin flames, you will be very emotionally, energetically, mentally be tied up with your twin flame. That's why if Kali misperceived that maybe Shiv is another Mahisasur, and she's tried to step on the Shiv in the same way she would any other Asur. At that time, as soon as she stepped on him, she knew it's her divine counterpart, because if she is a divine counterpart of Shiv, she will feel every pain that she is inflicting on Shiv. So if she stamps on Shiv, the hurt his body is feeling, she will feel it, because that is how a twin flame relationship is. You will feel because you're both the same soul in two different bodies. So even if you're when you are the same soul in two different bodies, you will feel the pain of the other body as much as you feel the pain of yours. And this is a literal description of what happened when Kali stepped on Shiv. She would have felt his physical pain. She would have also felt his emotional pain, that how is my wife not recognizing me? All these things also she would have felt. And all of them combined together, that power of that love is what is making her open her tongue and stop the rampage, because her destruction time is over now. Now it's time to rest and for them to do some other things. And that's how their story ends in the Durga Puja time, right? So this is how twin flame journey is for many couples. Like if in that life as Kali and Shiv, they were not supposed to be each other's spouses, they will still feel each other's pain, they will still feel each other's emotions, they will still feel each other's distress, and they'll still mostly be involved. If they are meeting each other, it means they are meant to be involved in some significant way in each other's lives. So let's assume in the modern world there is a Kali like person who is doing some legal job, where they have to bring justice to many people. While they're doing that legal job for many years as a Durga like version, they might have done a great job. But when in the Kali version they're not able to do the right job, only there Shiv can come and stop them, because that is the role of the divine counterpart, to show them the mirror, to show them where they are going wrong, to divert them, change them, redirect them, and whether they will be doing it as their lover, whether they will be doing it as their spouse, whether they will be doing it as their friend or colleague, is up to the soul journey that they are awakened to, and that at that time they are ready for. Because even if two twin flames, let's say two twin flames meet, and they are not married at all, they are both single. One is awakened that they are meant to be each other's divine counterparts and lovers. Another is not awakened to that. Either they are not awakened, or even if they are awakened, they are not ready for that. That can also happen. So if you're not ready for it, if you're awakened but not ready, then also you cannot become each other's lovers. Then also certain hurdles will be placed by the universe. Certain changes have to be made in each other's lives, so that they can shift and change into becoming the right lovers for each other. Otherwise, that is one aspect that could unfold. But what if it is a 80-year-old boss and a 30-year-old employee? They can also be twin flames. If they are twin flames, whose one is a 80-year-old boss and a 30-year-old employee, and while age difference barriers is something certain twin flames are meant to break, but not all twin flames are meant to break this wide age barrier, because there is going to be a generational difference. But the reason why the generational difference will exist between a 80-year-old boss and a 30-year-old employee will be because that generational difference is needed for both of them, the younger generation, to teach something to the older generation that the older generation needs in order to be a better employer for the younger generation. Same way, the older generation has met his younger generation twin flame in order that the younger generation understands the older generation's perspective, in order for the younger generation to improve as a employee. So both of them end up meeting in their work setting because they are meant to awaken each other to the opposite experiences of the diverse 50-year generation spectrum. That's why they have met. They have not met for being lovers, they have not met for being even possibly friends. They have only simply meant to be colleagues or to work in some social areas, work areas in their work life. That's why they are meeting. There could be another set of twin flames where you might end up making a friend from another side of the globe. So you could be living in America, your twin flame could be living in Korea, and you are going to meet each other to change each other's belief systems about certain things that you are doing and that has been normalized in your culture. So maybe a cultural awakening needs to happen, and you're just supposed to be each other's friends. So you are meeting each other to become each other's friends. You might become, online social media friends. You might become, you might even, end up someday meeting in a middle country like Europe, where you went on vacation together and ended up meeting each other in a group of friends and stayed friends and became each other's pen pals. Whatever it is, that triggering and awakening that will happen to these who are just meant to shift each other's cultural perspectives is going to be a friendship level twin flame relationship. Now again, this will really depend on each twin flame and their soul contract with their twin flame and their soul journey with their twin flame as to where their relationship will progress next. But while there are many twin flames who may not be each other's lovers, there could also be those twin flames who could be in each other's family. One could be a father, another could be a daughter. So if it is a father-daughter twin flame relationship, they are not supposed to have sex, they are not supposed to be each other's lovers. They are supposed to simply understand the pain of their parent, understand the pain of their child, not simply understand the pain of the parent and the child, but understand something about the father-daughter bond that they were meant to learn from each other, something deeper about it, so that from their deeper father-daughter bond, other people around them can get inspired to have, even if they are not twin flames, they can still be inspired to have that father-daughter bond. Similarly, if two friends were meeting from across the globe from two different continents, again, their friendship is meant to teach something to people who are wanting to learn something about friendship. Something deeper about friendship is meant to manifest as their life path journey, and others are meant to learn from them, and because of which they became twin flames as friends. So every twin flame will have a different purpose, different reason for meeting their twin flame, different life path trajectory that will unfold with their twin flame. And just because there are many twin flames who are never going to be each other's lovers doesn't mean that there isn't a subset of twin flames who are indeed meant to be each other's lovers, each other's spouses. There are also many twin flames who meet and are married to each other. They are unaware that they are twin flames because they were meant to be completely unawakened to the fact that they are twin flames until it was the right time for them to be awakened as twin flames. And until then, for 20 years, 30 years, they could be married to each other and they would not know they were each other's twin flames. But after 20-30 years of marriage, they can wake up suddenly one day to realize that they are each other's twin flames. Why? When they realize that, again, that awakening has a divine timing and a divine purpose related to it, that is when they will realize why they awoke as each other's twin flames, and what is there could be like a life purpose involved that they have to fulfill after being married for 20 years, and only after they have had like a normal lifestyle as a normal couple will they have a lifestyle as a twin flame couple after their awakening. Or say someone got married, they got also divorced from their partner. That can also happen. Some people are twin flames where they get divorced from their twin flames because initially the triggers that happened, the awakening that was needed was not possible. So they met each other so that their soul merge, body merge phase will begin later on in life. But their soul merge, body merge phases can't begin until both have done the right elements and inner work related to their twin flame soul journey in the time they are separated. And in the time they are separated, they could be marrying other people, dating other people, and then eventually they might come together when it is again the divine timing for them to come together, divine timing for them to possibly become partners of each other. And everyone, every time a twin flame separates also from their twin flame, be it because they are lovers, be it because they are father daughter, be it because they are friends, be it because they were colleagues who were working temporarily in a company and now they don't work with them, whatever is the reason why you got separated from your twin flame, there is always a divine purpose related to your twin flame journey and your life purpose on earth that will determine the reason why you are separating. Sometimes the separation can happen that if two people are married and one has realized they are unhappily married and they are going to divorce, but the other person has not realized the depth of their unhappiness in their marriage and they're not willing to divorce their partner, or it's not the divine timing for them to divorce their partner, and that it's also not the divine timing for both of them to become each other's lovers, the separation is naturally going to happen. And when that separation happens, until the both the partners divorces get cleared, other life challenges, other soul healing has been done, if those soul healing, life challenges related clearing, soul alignment related, soul purpose related, alignment related awakening, if all these fail to occur in one or both of them, again they can't become each other's friends, colleagues, or lovers anymore. Until then, that separation will continue, because they have to, if their life purpose, if their future life purpose, say 10 years down the line, is to become each other's lovers or each other's colleagues again, they can go to that 10-year future timeline, but only when both of them did the right inner work, right work necessary for them to realign with each other, to become each other's colleagues again, and like just have a normal stable platonic colleague relationship. Or if they were meant to not be colleagues, now in 10 years down the line, one is supposed to get divorced in 1 year, another is supposed to get divorced in 5 years, but both of them have some healing to do after their divorce from their toxic marriages, abusive marriages, things they did in their marriages that made the marriage toxic. So they have to do a lot of inner work inside them. So if they don't awaken to the inner work, one will need possibly 9 years to awaken to all the inner work they need to do, another might need only 4-5 years to awaken to what inner work they have to do. So both of them will be, that's why given that 10-year separation, some will be given 20-year separation. It really depends how much inner work you have done, what inner work you have done, have you done the inner work necessary for you to become a joint unified couple with your twin flame. Because when twin flames do come together as a couple and balanced and aligned and healed, or mostly balanced, aligned and healed twin flames come together, then if they are balanced, aligned, healed, they are then able to do certain things that a imbalanced couple cannot do. And if that soul purpose of theirs is related to showing the world what a balanced couple can do together, aligned couple can do together, harmonious couple can do together, first, in order to become balanced, aligned and harmonious, they have to bring the balance, alignment and harmony in their lives individually too, in some ways. And not all the healing has to happen outside during the separation phase. Some of the healing might also have to happen within the relationship with your partner, because even if you are, say, 50% balance, aligned and healed, but there's still some 50% wounding that actually only your twin flame is supposed to heal for you. You cannot find that healing outside of your twin flame relationship, because that will be the motivation, and there has to be some motivation and driving factor, right, to bring you back again in each other's lives. So if you were completely healed and you're leading a very healed and balanced life with anyone, why would you need your twin flame? Then why will your twin flame come in your life? You and even if you're not leading a healed life, but you assume you're leading a healed life, then also your twin flame can't come. Because if you assume that you are leading a perfect life, you are perfect, there's nothing missing in your life, then our twin flames are supposed to be like this. They're supposed to merge lives with each other. They're supposed to realize, yes, while they can individually function as a very functional and good human being in many aspects by themselves, the purpose of those twin flames who are meant to be couples with each other is one purpose is this: you have to realize what is missing also in your life, what is the thing that you cannot do which your twin flame can do better, because of which you need your twin flame in your life. Same way your twin flame also has to realize that, you realize that but your twin flame doesn't realize that, then also you can't come together. You may realize that you may realize that these are your core strengths, and there is some areas where it's not your core strength. You need some human being to counteract that areas of life where you don't have a core strength. Now the twin flame is meant to give you that core and meant to build that core with you. But if your twin flame doesn't realize that he is meant to provide that in your life because you don't have it in your life, if he doesn't awaken to that, he again can't enter your life. Because people have to realize their value and worth. If he didn't realize his value and worth of the things that maybe for other people they didn't need it, the people he dated previously may not have needed it, but the person who is his twin flame does need it. So that is one aspect of twin flame journey that can turn up. How to become the perfect lover, but how to become the perfect lover for your twin flame, not the perfect lover for just anyone. Because if you are a twin flame who is meant to be a perfect lover for your twin flame, that's your soul path journey in your future life with your twin flame. How much ever you try, first of all, universe, circumstances, those people you're dating, they all themselves will slowly fracture your relationships with them in some subtle ways to major ways, because that is how the universe works. Universe knows who is the best partner for you, and those people also in their higher self knows that they are not the right partner for you. So how much ever you try to become a right partner for someone, you don't always be that right partner for them if you're not meant to be the right partner for them, because there's some destiny also involved in the twin flame journey. So the destiny, only the destiny point can shift a little bit if the inner work and healing and all these take time for some couples to do. And the destiny point also can shift according to the divine's higher purpose of the grand plan that is unfolding on earth. Because there's always some destiny points where you might think, okay, you might get a guidance that you might be meeting your twin flame in 2 days, but it is also very possible that you may not be meeting your twin flame in 2 days time, because something happened where the work that was needed to be done in the background hasn't manifested yet. If that background work doesn't get done either by you or by other people also, because we are all interconnected in this world, and especially those twin flames who have a higher purpose of working with many people, for them the work related to other people also has to assimilate and assemble in the right ways and merge and collaborate in the right ways. Then only everyone will slowly coalesce together. And if you have heard all those videos about the monad groups are like that. Your monad group has also got to become slowly ready towards your soul purpose. So say there's a monad group, where in the monad group there will be, I think, as far as I had a previous understanding about the monad groups, I think 12 couples are involved in a monad group. And in that 12 couple monad group, there will be one couple who will be the couple who has to monitor everyone else. Like how Shiva and Durga, they're meant to monitor Saraswati, Lakshmi, Kartik and Ganesha's life. So they are part of the monad group also of Shiva and Durga. But like that, there will be, and these are just the 4 people who are associated with them, right? They are a 5-person monad group right now, but there's always going to be more than that many people. So the 12-person monad group, and is it a 12-person or 12 couple? I'm yet a little confused about it. So that is something I have left the universe to reveal to me in the divine time. But what I have understood about the monad groups is that there are people who are meant to be associated with you, who have to also awaken, that they have to be inspired by you, or they have to work with you, or they have to collaborate with you, or they have to hold some common life path journey with you. So if the monad group people have not woken up, then also certain things will not manifest related to the twin flame relationship if that monad group's awakening was very much necessary for the twin flames to be together with each other. So it depends. Now, everyone will have very different things. This monad group may not be a truth for all twin flames. It really depends on what aspect of your twin flame journey you are opening up to, or your soul is ready for, or your current life status is ready for which aspect of your twin flame journey. Like, say someone has a monad group related soul purpose, a lover related soul purpose, a friend related soul purpose, a colleague related, say they have multiple soul purposes. Now, for that person who has 5 soul purposes that has to unfold next in their life, and each soul purpose has a divine timing to it and also divine related purpose associated with it. When you surrender to your twin flame journey, the thing is, you may have to surrender your lover's journey with your twin flame for a while. And if you surrender your lover's journey with your twin flame for a while, at that time you were maybe supposed to meet your monad group people or other people who are meant to collaborate with you. You are supposed to make connections with them. If that was what was supposed to unfold, that's why you might have had a separation. That you might be ready for your lover might be ready for you, but even though you are ready for each other, there are other set of circumstances that have to be ready for you to be together, or other set of circumstances that have to be ready for you to do your work purpose individually or separately from each other, which need to start unfolding. And if that needs to unfold first, then also separation might happen. Because sometimes what happens is, if you are a too emotional person, you might get so emotionally involved with your twin flame that you will forget the rest of the world. If you forget and God knows that you are that kind of a twin flame, that once you are with your twin flame, you might have the tendency to forget the rest of the world. Then at those time points, to prepare you to not become that immersed also with your twin flame, to not get that obsessed with your twin flames that you forget your soul purpose or divine purpose, that is also sometimes the reason why you will have a separation. Because you have to remember, every twin flame has a different journey. Some twin flames may only simply be here to lead a ordinary life of just a husband wife couple raising their 2 kids and showing the world how to raise kids beautifully. That could be one twin flame's journey. If their journey is like that, they might merge their lives sooner, in their 20s or 30s or something. But if their journey is not simply that, or their journey is that plus other things, but first they were meant to be lovers and fathers and mothers to their children, then that is what would unfold for them. But if for some other twin flame there was some other purpose involved, so then even if they had met in their 20s and 30s, they would still not get married until their 40s and 50s, because until then all the other things that were meant to unfold in your life path journey, in your professional life, in your social life, in your personal life, all those other things that were meant to be revealed to you, or that were meant to unfold in your life to make you a particular kind of twin flame with a particular kind of life purpose aligned with the God, to align you with God's purpose for your life, sometimes those longer separations will also manifest, even in those twin flames who were meant to be each other's lovers, but they didn't know that they were meant to be each other's lovers. There is also another element about the lover related twin flames, that many people sometimes get confused with their false twins or karmic relationships, thinking that these are their twin flames. Because you could very well, many twin flames, when they go to do readings or go to teachers and gurus, they will tell them that this person and you had a past life. And many people misassume that simply because you had a past life with someone, that they will be your twin flame. It is not necessary that if you have had a shared past life with someone, that they are your twin flame. A shared past life can also have been done with a false twin, can also have been done with a karmic person, can also have been done with someone who is just meant to be in your life as a life lesson, for you to learn certain things related to your life purpose and soul purpose. So because they are karmic lessons in the past life, it could be that A person was married to B person in the past life, and A person was absolutely in love with B person, but B person only manipulated A into being in love, and she was never in love with A person. Now again they have another life where A and B again come back together as spouses or potential partners, and this time A is meant to learn that how much B had betrayed them in the past life, which he didn't learn in the past life. But in this life, because maybe his work is to do with some betrayal trauma related work, he has to waken up from lifetime after lifetime. He has had some experiences of betrayal, not simply from B, but from B and other people. And in many lifetimes he might have trusted all those people as their friends or beneficiaries. But it turned out in a particular lifetime, in the lifetime where he's meant to wake up, where in the past he has trusted people to be their beneficiary, it turns out that those souls in this lifetime are not supposed to be their beneficiary. They don't really love them in the way they deserve to be loved. They are there in their life to show them certain betrayals. Why? Because they are there in their life to play that role of a villain like person in their life, a karmic like person, a karmic life lesson like person. Why? Again, that why will the reasons for that, why someone betrayed you or were unfaithful to you or were manipulating you or traumatized you in the past life, and again in this life maybe their soul contract was that they will not traumatize you in this life, they will be doing the opposite, but you will still get traumatized by them because in the past life they had traumatized you. So until that healing of that past life trauma gets done in this life, how much ever they try to be good to you, they can't be good to you because there is a lot of karma that was generated, and in order to dispel that karma it will take a lot many efforts, or there are certain number of efforts that the other person has to do in order to dispel that karma, and that is that karmic lesson. Or it could be that in particular life A had betrayed B, in another life B had betrayed A, and their karma has got balanced that way. But in this life they have just simply come to understand why they betrayed each other in the past life, and in this life also maybe they are again going to betray each other, but in this life they are supposed to understand the higher purpose of why they are going to betray each other in this life, if they are attuned to their past life karma with each other and attuned with this life's sole purpose related to why that betrayal is meant to happen. With certain things God knows like who is going to betray whom when, and all the light, dark, shadow aspects or good aspects of a relationship with anyone, God knows what is the most likely outcome that is going to unfold. And God being all knowing, he even knows like your future for 10 years, but he knows all of your futures. He may know the future that will manifest if you continue your life with a karmic partner. He will know a future that will manifest if you continue your life with people who are betraying you. He will know a future that will manifest if you begin to speak for yourself, have self-respect, and start moving away from the people who are betraying you. Or he will also know the life you might have you can manifest if you are with your twin flame. So God knows which is the optimal life path. If you've given and completely surrendered to God about your optimal life path, then even in the good and the bad that will be unfolding, you will continue to just trust God into taking care of the best way your life should unfold in that lifetime. Because karma can create such a lot of complexities in people's lives. Sometimes when there is a very complex set of karma going on, karma that may have a higher purpose, a karma which may be related to past life, a karma that could be related to your future, all these things sometimes we humans can't see for ourselves when we are just leading a normal life. But when we surrender our life to God or surrender our complex life circumstances to God, that's when those kind of deeper things that we are not understanding currently becomes easier to work through. And if you have a twin flame, it gets even more easier to work through, because then even if other people in your life are not understanding your karma or karmic journey or sole purpose of what is unfolding in your life, God will send you a twin flame who understands what is going on in your life at a deeper level than anyone else is going to understand. And that might be the purpose of that twin flame, to understand you deeper, at a deeper level that no one can understand, in order for them to definitely become your lover. But when they will become your lover is also a journey. You have to surrender to the divine. So every twin flame has to, that's why, depending on what is going on in your life, what is current status of your life path journey, what is currently unfolding in your emotions and material life and spiritual life and physical life, all of these are the factors that actually determine which kind of twin flame you are shaping up to be, where you are meant to go next in life, whether you have some common shared life path journey with your twin flame that has to manifest, or whether for a while temporarily all the common shared journey also that had manifested might break down if right alignment with the God's purpose for your life has not manifested yet. All these factors influence a twin flames journey. And so if twin flames get focused too much on the sexual aspects, if they are meant to be lovers, they're not supposed to get too much into the sexual aspects, then you're getting into the sin of flesh. Or if twin flames are too much into each other emotionally and getting codependent on each other, that is emotional toxicity can arise from that. So in those kind of scenarios, when emotional toxicity can arise, when sins of flesh can arise in a relationship, those times also twin flames who are lovers may get separated. When ego is coming into place of the twin flames, the ego that they have to first burn through, the karma of the ego that they have to burn through, that time also sometimes separation will manifest. So every twin flame is very different. And after you have awakened to your twin flame, if you get completely, like, I got into that phase where I was completely immersed in only twin flame video, constant twin flame videos. So and I was getting addicted to it, because then it became an emotional addiction. But it was an addiction where I was getting into because my twin flame was actually not there in my life. So that's why I had to decide, if I continue on this journey where superficially he is there, energetically he is there, but meaningfully he is not there. And I was at a phase of my life where I actually needed a meaningfully physical presence of a twin flame or a human being, any human being, because at that time point I was in such a worse condition of my life. Any human being could have come to my life and been the savior at that time. And even though the twin flame had that opportunity to do that, even though not just the twin flame, many other people who have confessed to me that they like me, love me, are my best well-wishers, or whatever they believe about themselves, many of them failed to live up to that, because at that time the karmic test was going on for me as well as people associated with me, and because of which whatever karmic test was going on with me and them, it kept revealing the karma that is next going to unfold between us, based on what they lived up to, what they didn't live up to, what they did, what they didn't do, things like that. So, and that also can happen to twin flames, that you will suddenly go into social separation, social isolation, when your karma is certain related things related to your karma you have to work and heal individually, as well as certain things related to a collective karma that is meant to unfold next in your life with the people who you knew already in your life. Because sometimes some twin flames also have to let go of certain patriarchal programming, certain family life related programming, certain cultural mindset. So those twin flames, say, one twin flame is from Europe, another twin flame is from Asia, and there are some cultural belief systems they have to break down, both of them have to do it. It's not that just the European has to break down some cultural expectations and the Asian has to break down some cultural expectations, but both of them have to break down their cultural expectations in order that they can merge their lives the right way. Because merging, people don't realize this, but merging is an activity which, merging of lives, building of something beautiful to manifest in our life, also requires destruction of all that will prevent that beauty to emerge, or that merging to happen. So if there are certain things which are toxic in your family life or social life or culture, or if not very highly toxic, that will be toxic to your relationship dynamics, that toxicity has to mellow down, change, end. Otherwise you can't merge lives. So that's why also some separation time will happen, in order for you to realize that what is it that needs to change in my personal life or professional life or social life, or all three, that will hinder the future of the life I want to envision with a partner. So if you have a particular vision, God can give you that vision, but every vision that you get from God also about your future with a partner, be it your twin flame, be it someone else, that vision comes with certain price you have to pay, certain changes you have to make, because that is the twin flame purpose. If you are a twin flame who's meant to bring some kind of future change, who's meant to show certain different elements, or a God directed, God driven ways of living that humans might have forgotten to do currently on earth, or humans are slowly beginning to forget this is important aspect of living, or humans have to make that change absolutely, because without that change they can't survive through what is going to come next on earth. So whatever is the sole purpose of a particular twin flame, in order for them to also align with that sole purpose, they also first have to realize what is it. Like if I have to teach someone that XYZ thing needs to change, you have to teach someone something related to patriarchy that is harmful for women. How will I realize what is harmful for women related to patriarchy unless I am in a woman's body? That's why I became a woman. But my twin flame, who's a man, he will also have to understand about patriarchal things despite being a man. How will he understand that? By working with women, or by seeing the plight of other women in his life who were patriarchally harmed. Then he will understand that journey. Or along with the things that are good in bad in patriarchy, there are also certain things that are good about patriarchy. So while I am experiencing the negatives of patriarchy, he could be experiencing the positives of patriarchy. That he needs to also understand how patriarchy impacts a man positively and impacts a woman's life negatively. That is also one element. So all these elements, even if you are if you don't awaken to these elements of your life, then also even if one partner is awakened and they know this is part of their soul journey of future with their twin flame, but their twin flame has not yet reached that same level of evolution to realize what you have already realized, or even if they have realized it they are realizing it at a very superficial level and not at the deeper ingrained soul level, but maybe your joint soul purpose is to work at the deeper ingrained soul level, then until both partners are in that same page of understanding their higher soul purpose related to this particular X topic of patriarchy, then their lives can't merge until they have done that right work and had those right set of experiences to understand where patriarchy is right, where patriarchy has gone wrong, where people manipulate patriarchy, where people gaslight also certain elements related to patriarchy, because there's also going to be other women in his life where he will meet people who he thinks are getting oppressed by patriarchy, but they are not the real victims of patriarchy. They are the people who are manipulating the system to pretend to be the victims. So a discernment in order to change and shift the harms related to patriarchy. What is the light related to patriarchy? You have to understand, which is the good things related to patriarchy. What is the darkness of patriarchy? You have to understand, which is the bad things related to patriarchy, and how actually the bad thing, people don't realize this actually, but bad things related to patriarchy actually influence not simply a woman, but it influences a man and their progeny and whole society in general as well. So those deeper things about patriarchy, if someone has to work deeply with patriarchal issues, they have to figure that slowly with their life experience, life journey, soul journey, with and without their twin flame. Similarly, that is light dark, but there's a shadow side of patriarchy, where the hidden side, where no one talks about how patriarchy harms society, and that shadow side of how it harms society, how it harms children, how it harms even long term the future generation for hundreds or thousands of years also. Those shadow sides also people have to discover. So for that reason also sometimes twin flames might separate if their purpose is related to say this topic. But again, it can be any other topic also. I'm saying patriarchy, it can be gender discrimination. If in I'm understanding patriarchy deeply, that's why I'm able to explain that deeply. And after the dark, light, shadow, there is also the false light of patriarchy. Patriarchy sometimes pretends also to do some good when it is not doing a good, or people can pretend that patriarchy is beneficial for them when all they are doing is manipulating the patriarchal system to their advantage. So that is the false light, where everything on the outside, the false light happens to those where patriarchy is actually harming a boy, but the girl is pretending that patriarchy is harming her, and she's manipulating the system to make it seem as if it is harming her. Or the patriarchy is completely supporting only the boy, and people are completely ignoring how it is harming a girl. So these are the false light related to patriarchy, where the light is such that people are falsely seeing an illusion related to benefit of patriarchy, where actually a harm was going on. So people couldn't perceive what was the harm going on whom the harm was going on. And again, because patriarchy is something I have gone through a lot of different elements related to patriarchal problems, I can explain that better. If anyone has patriarchy related questions, if anyone also has twin flame separation related questions, if people want to have some guidance about what they think might be their soul purpose that they are not able to discern currently, I feel I might be able to help guide you about it. So if you can drop a few comments on any of these, or if anything related to what I spoke in this video is raising some questions within you, or making you feel like expressing your life journey, please drop some comments. I would love to hear from you, so that we can open the discussion on these topics and understand deeply what is our soul purpose journey if we are twin flames, what is our soul purpose journey with a particular kind of person we think is our twin flame. Sometimes this illusion also happens. People will go to a reader, and the reader will say X person is your twin flame, but at that time some energy manipulation, black magic, or illusion or false light could have been happening, where that person could have had some elements of the twin flames energy in them, but they were not actually the real twin flame. So at that time also, a reader if the reader is not that highly developed, or if the reader was supposed to give them this false information only, a person will get this false information related to X person being their twin flame, when actually Y person is their twin flame, and they could get into this confusing zone of life. And that confusing phase also serves a divine purpose, because in that confusing phase only you will figure out, is X my twin flame, is Y my twin flame. That even though this teacher is telling me, and they might have trusted that teacher for 10, 20, 30 years of their life about everything, and even though that person, or they had 3 people who they trust implicitly in their life for many years, and all those 3 people said, yeah, X is your twin flame, looks like Y can't be your twin flame. And at that point of time, why is that confusion happening to that twin flame? It is happening because if that confusion has been created in their life, in order for them to understand who is their true twin flame outside of other people telling them. Because if you don't realize it internally in your own soul, and then how can you be a good soul? Like if your twin flame, the reason why your purpose of discovering who is your twin flame is the reason that they are meant to be your life partner. If in your soul, inner level of your being, you didn't understand that, then you will continue getting manipulated and influenced by outside sources, and your twin flame journey anyways is gone. It can't manifest only for you, because you're confused, you don't understand the twin flame journey at the internal inner level. And that's why people say to do the inner work. The inner work is for you to understand yourself, the inner work is for you to understand your soul purpose, inner work is for you to align with your life purpose that God intends for you. The inner work is about trying to align with your highest timeline, inner work, and other aspects of the life journey related to confusions and other things like that is about understanding what is the limit of who the people you should trust, what is the limit of people where you know you don't have to trust them anymore, you have to trust yourself first. Or where is it that you don't have to trust another person, you don't have to even trust yourself. Because I went through a phase where I was completely not confused about who is my twin flame, but whether I am supposed to have a life path journey with my twin flame. That is where I got completely confused. I didn't know whether I should have a life path with him. I did not see even though not superficially, in a very deep way, there were many elements in which I could see our life path merging, but there were many reasons why I knew that I can't have a life with this person, because at that point of time, that of what I was seeing. Now, whether what I was seeing was in real time or whether it was some element of our life that was from our past, I can't say. But whatever intuitive insights I got about our dynamics, I could see that it will not work if we were in that kind of dynamics constantly in the relationship. So in order, when I am confused and I don't have people who will even give me the right guidance about it, then who am I supposed to trust? God. Because in the twin flame journey, God always plays a role in all twin flames. If you will look at the twin flame symbols and all, some of them are this triangular thing where God is in the top, you and your twin flame are in these sides, and you're supposed to look at your twin flame also for guidance about things related to your journey, and you're also supposed to look at God for things related to journey, to your twin flame journey. And at that time, and this is especially true of those twin flames who are meant to be each other's life partners or spouses. So when you're supposed to be each other's life partners or spouses, you definitely have to bring God and love into the equation with your twin flame. A love and a trusting relationship has to build with your twin flame. So that's why the people whom you have trusted for many years can't be trusted anymore for a while. Or even if you trust them, you have to also trust your own inner internal guidance more than the people you have trusted in the past, because at that time it is a time for you to trust your twin flame. Because if you have a life partnership journey with your twin flame and a long life journey of 20, 30, 40 years with your twin flame, at that time if you constantly get and your life journey has some different soul purposes associated with your being together, at those times, can you afford to be influenced by outside forces? You cannot be influenced by the forces that are not aligned with God's path for your journey. And that's why you have to shed the certain barriers related to the people who are there in your life, who might be giving you X advice, saying that X might be your twin flame. But if internally your internal soul call keeps saying it's not X, it's Y, you have to stand up for yourself. Maybe part of your journey is to stand up for yourself, and you have never stood up for yourself. Maybe you are a shy human being who never stood up for your twin flame, you never stood up for anything in your life, you always gave in to, you are a people pleasing kind, so you always gave in to other people's demands, or you always respected other people's opinions and thoughts more than yours. So if you were that kind of a person who has always given other people the credit, respect, or trust, everything that you've given to others, now it's time to give to yourself and your twin flame. Why? Because your twin flame is what? Twin flame is also the same soul in another body. So the more respect and love and care you give yourself and you have for yourself, you will naturally be able to do it for your twin flame too, because it comes automatically. It's an automatic thing. The more you stand up for yourself, you are standing up for your twin flame. The more you stand up for your twin flame, you are standing up for yourself. And that is why also some twin flames who are lovers and husbands and wives are meant to have that journey. of discovering about themselves, discovering about their self-worth, discovering about their life purpose. If you can't stand up for you and your partner, can you then stand up for you and your life purpose that is maybe meant to be a little different from what everyone else has been doing on earth until now? Like if your journey is to be slightly different from everyone else, if you can't you in order to be that different, you have to also stand up for the difference, right? So, and in order to stand up for the different lifestyle that you will be manifesting next, if that in order to prepare you for that stage, first you have to learn to stand up for yourself or your partner, one or the other. Because if you stand up for your partner will stand up for you. That is an automatic thing that happens in a twin flame, that will automatically happen in a balanced twin flame journey. You stand up for your partner stands up for you. You stand up for yourself, your partner is standing up for themselves. This is what starts happening when you are aligned and balanced with God's divine plan, when you are aligned and balanced within yourself, and when you have done a lot of the inner work necessary for you to align and balance and merge lives with your twin flame next. That is when slowly, and all of these things take time. It's some people develop all of these things while in the marriage with their partners. In the 20, 30, 40 years they are going to be married with them. Some people develop it outside of their marriage parameters, when they are living separately and away from their twin flames. Some people have a purpose related to when they have to do it outside of their twin flames, because if outside factors are going to influence the things that are necessary for change, outside factors can influence positively and negatively both. Understanding the light, dark, shadow and false light of those positive and negative things also might be something you might need to realize. That's why also you might need to evolve and change and realize certain things that you can't realize if you're too much emotionally into your twin flame, or if not too much emotionally into your twin flame. Say you and your twin flame came together, but other people got jealous of your relationship, or other people didn't like your twin flame for some reason or other. There will be a lot of interference and noise in the relationship. So to clear away that interference and noise, sometimes you get to separate, to clear away what is noise, what is valid concern, what is valid places you and your partner might have to work to make your relationship stronger, what are the invalid places, or places which are not appropriate for your specific relationship. It could be appropriate for some other relationship, but for your relationship it may not be appropriate. Like for example, I had cancer and other diseases going on. Now in other relationships, women might be, who are independent women, they might want a partner who's distancing themselves from them, or family who's keeping a distance and making the relationship less codependent, less interdependent. But when you have cancer, do you want someone to take care of you, or do you want a partner who stays away? So if my partner stays away, he is doing something he's basing on his past relationship with other people who wanted to keep the distance because they were either not deeply in love with him, or B, even if they were deeply in love with him, they are the independence kind who do not like they were not emotionally in the same frequency as him. But here my partner is a very emotional person. He wants to give emotionally also, but he's curbing his emotional side because all other people programmed him to not show his emotional side. And when in fact the ripe opportunity was there for him to show his emotional side in the best way possible, everything he would have done. I love his emotional side, but until he understands that there are also people who will love his emotional side, or even if and that is exactly what I needed at that time. How are our journeys going to merge, even if the right circumstances were created for our journey to merge? Similarly, now what has happened is, because I was questioning, why did I have to end up questioning? Because when it was the best possible optimal time for us to merge lives, if we didn't merge lives for whatever reason, and at that time I was merging too much into the whole thing related to him. So I had to distance myself, because if one person leans in too much and the other person is not leaning in at all or too much, then what happens is it creates an imbalance in the relationship. So naturally universe had to separate us emotionally, because if only one person is giving in emotionally and the other person is denying the emotions, because he was denying the emotions or something like that is what I figured was happening. I could be completely wrong, this could be not happening at the same timeline also for us. That is also very possible, because ours is a very strange journey. We don't live lives with each other. So whatever I get guidance about my twin flame is not always necessarily the real time guidance, which could also be happening with him. I know that some guidances he got about me were not real time guidances. So figuring out what is the real time guidance and what is a past life or future related guidance that is happening is also something the timing of our relationship is also something we have to figure out, or the timing of the merge of our relationship, and we may not have to even figure out. Maybe we have to just leave it to God. So one person has to leave it to God, one person might have to do the approach. So the one who has to leave it to God has to leave it to God, the one who has to approach has to approach. But if the opposite starts happening, if they misread the guidance, because sometimes the guidance I'm getting he's also getting, and we being masculine feminine balanced energy people, or if not balanced, I think I'm a little bit more masculine, he's a little bit more feminine. So because of that, that is also a right life path merge for us. He doesn't understand that, because most men, if they are more feminine in nature, they sometimes deny their femininity, or they embrace the toxic femininity aspect of their relationship than becoming comfortable with their femininity. And I was also uncomfortable initially with my masculinity. It took me like until my mid 30s to finally realize why I have these masculine traits that most people will not appreciate, but it can only be appreciated by the kind of person who wants that complementary masculine energy in a woman in their life. So, and because of which I've had many problems in my family life to personal life as well. Professional life, I've never had this problem, because professionally my masculine energy was in tune with the people I was working. So in my professional life it never challenged me, but in my personal life, until I came to India, because in India a woman cannot be masculine energy oriented, or if you are masculine energy oriented, you are considered too much of a bitch in India. In US it was not a problem, but in India I'm considered too much of a bitch. So because I'm considered too much of a bitch, or too much of a, if not bitch, too much of a uh, overbearing personality type, and that is how Indians will look at me. But I know there are people who are not Indians who do not look at me in that way, but I am perceived in India in that way. So the way you perceive me is the version you will see about me. If you perceive me that this is an overbearing person than a person who's trying to guide me towards something, they will consider me a overbearing person, because the same masculine energy in some ways is meant to guide about certain things. And masculine, and if you are a balanced masculine and feminine energy person, then you are meant to guide the balanced masculine and feminine energy holding people. So until if the people who are looking at me as an overbearing person do not have their balanced masculine and feminine energy, do not understand where masculine energy needs to guide, where feminine energy needs to guide. So when you don't understand that, you will perceive when a feminine is doing something seemingly masculine about guidance, like, you must come this way, is something a man will say. But if a woman says you must come this way, in patriarchal societies, in societies where purpose of masculine and feminine is distorted, or women are only supposed to be subdued and subjugated, there even if a woman will pull you, is capable of pulling you in the right direction, she can't pull you in the right direction if you don't acknowledge that this woman has the strength to pull you in a certain direction that you need to go. But so what does that mean? That simply means that those who can be pulled by me or ready to go in the same direction that I am showing people need to go towards can only come in the same life path as me, and I can't force someone to, and that is where my balanced feminine comes, that if I was a distorted feminine, I will manipulate someone, I will twist someone, I will ask someone to change their past simply because of my convenience, which is what a distorted feminine does. But I'm not a distorted feminine, so I'm not going to twist you, manipulate you. I'm going to tell you directly. I'm a balanced masculine feminine, so I authentically will tell you this is what you need to do. Now it is your choice, and I will not manipulate you. That is why I have the more masculine energy. I'm not going to manipulate. Men or people who are in their balanced masculine will not manipulate. Women or those who are in their distorted feminine tend to manipulate a situation. So I will not manipulate it, but men also know what is the right way and what is the wrong way. Some men, those who are balanced, those who have balanced masculine feminine energy, they understand and realize what is the right way, what is the wrong way, and they will give you a choice. This is the right way, this is the wrong way, it's up to you to choose. But if a woman is telling this is the right way, this is the wrong way, it is up to you to choose, some people find that to be bossy, or some people find that to be inappropriate, because women don't give them choices. If they are living lives with mothers or sisters or girlfriends or friends with distorted feminine energy, because men also can have distorted feminine energy, like if you look at Iago in the story of Othello, or if you have seen Omkara movie, in Omkara is the friend, Langda Tyagi influences him against his wife. So Langda Tyagi was in a distorted feminine energy, and Langda Tyagi worked on the distorted feminine energy of Omkara to influence Omkara into suspecting his wife, who was actually in a balanced masculine feminine energy. And because she was in a balanced masculine feminine energy, two distorted feminine energy holding men, they were men, but they had distorted feminine energy in them, and their distortions caused them to Langda Tyagi manipulated his distorted feminine energy, whereas his manipulations led to the rise of jealousy, which is also a distorted feminine energy that caused Omkara to eventually kill his wife. So, and in Macbeth, not Macbeth, in Othello does that to Desdemona, because he gets influenced by the distorted feminine energy of his friend and the circumstances that he misperceives. This misperception that was happening to Omkara is happening because his distorted feminine energy was getting influenced by others, right? So that is a imbalanced and distorted masculine feminine energy holding people. The action that he took of murder, a woman might not have directly murdered. That was a distorted masculine energy of Omkara. And why was Omkara and his wife a pair? One had distorted masculine feminine both energies, other had balanced masculine feminine energy, so they naturally gravitated towards each other, but they couldn't become right partners for each other, because if Omkara had learned all the good beautiful qualities that he could see in his wife, and he had learned that from his wife, his distorted masculine feminine energy could have got balanced by her, and then he would not have been subject to outside influences. So in a alternate timeline or a different lifetime, if again Othello and Desdemona get married to each other, Omkara and his wife get married to each other, and Omkara realizes in a past life he was in distorted energies, but this life he has decided he will become a balanced masculine feminine when Desdemona comes in his life, then at that time he has to slowly clear all his distortions about the false beliefs he's holding about a balanced masculine feminine energy holding person. And if he slowly clears away or does the inner work, clears away his distortions, they will become good partners, and then maybe they might be each other's twin flames. But if there is another Omkara who doesn't do that, who again in this lifetime also continues to see Desdemona in the wrong way, then can he be her partner? No, he is again going to be her karmic only. So in Omkara Othello story, Othello and Omkara are the karmic partners of a balanced masculine feminine energy holding person, and also they were very much getting influenced by the darker energies and darkness that any relationship can have, but you get distorted to the extent at which you are ready to be manipulated by the distortions of someone. If you don't get manipulated by those distortions, then you again come back to ground reality of the right. And why was Iago or Langla Tyagi influencing like this? They were doing it like this because they were jealous of the good relationship Omkara could have with his wife. But because they were jealous and they didn't have that relationship, they wanted to destroy someone else's relationship. And that is where he needed to hold the right perception and go get through the illusion to see where his confidant and a friend is misguiding him. While his confidant and his friend might have his manipulations might have been beneficial for his political career and other things, these same manipulations are very wrong for his personal life. And maybe in a next life he has to realize the importance of manipulations. What is the level of manipulation that is okay in life, and what is the level that is completely distorted that can ruin lives? Maybe that is their life purpose, and that's why in that previous lifetime Langla Tyagi was able to influence Omkara. But in a next lifetime Langla Tyagi will not be able to do it, or even if he tries to do it, if Omkara's life purpose in that life is not to get influenced by Langla Tyagi, he will eventually come. There will be a time point when, if again he's making the same mistake of killing Desdemona, universe will intervene in order to stop him, or his own lifetime of experiences with Langla Tyagi in different lifetimes will finally make him wake up to how he is getting manipulated or why he is getting manipulated, things like that. So this is also part of twin flame journey, normal karmic journey of any one of us in our lives. And again, if you want clarity on such kind of things, and in some lifetime that Langla Tyagi can also be your girlfriend. It is not necessary that the person who will come and do pusur and destroy your relationship with your spouse is going to be a man. It could be also your best friend or a woman who can be doing this, because in one lifetime he might have come in the guise of a man to twist you. So this lifetime you decide, I will not get manipulated by men, but you can still end up getting manipulated by women, because the thing that you might have come to heal on earth is to heal the level of manipulation that is going on, to break through the manipulations that are going on, to clear the manipulations that are going on, understand why manipulation is harmful, things like that. So you will have to naturally experience it from man also and a woman also, and then after being betrayed by a man and a woman, then only you can eventually learn from those experiences to become that better, non-distorted, balanced version. And again, whether you will become that balanced version or an imbalanced version will partly depend on you, your soul work, your inner work, your level of awakening to your life purpose. And the more aligned you are to your life purpose, God will help you more. Or the more you surrender to God when you are confused, then also God will help you more. And the more misaligned you are, you will use your ego to understand concepts that is not simply a egoic concept, but a spiritual concept or a life purpose related concept that needs deeper thinking, more deeper healing, and a deeper understanding of your equation with other humans. Again, if you have any questions, this is a long video, but if any questions are arising, or if you want to hear any more on any of the topics I discussed here, please drop a comment. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.